Do you love the crunch of the cracker? Well, hang on a sec, okay? Hey, what's up everybody? It's Shanna Ross with Shanna Ross Fitness in Houston, Texas, and welcome to my Fast Fit Tips. We're all into labels right now, and I want to tell you why you need to become a label detective in order to know what you're bringing into your house, and you should look at it before you put it in your body, all right? So today is all about crackers. Let's take a quick look. I'm going to give you some tips on what you need to look for before you put it in your cart. Okay, so big brand, right? It tells you a lot of good things about it, that it's reduced fat, it's baked, it has whole grains, all of the buzzwords, all of the things that are going to get you to grab it off that shelf, throw it in your cart. Let's take a closer look. When you look at the numbers, you're eating a cracker, you're eating a wheat or a flour product. That automatically tells you, and you accept the fact that there are going to be more carbohydrates in this product than there are grams of protein. It's a cracker. The way you combat that is you combine it with a protein. So let's say you put some tuna on here, perhaps some salmon, maybe some hummus, something like that that has a little more protein in it. That's going to help balance the carb to protein ratio, keep the insulin spike a little lower. But if you don't do that, you're still going to get that huge insulin spike because carbs are broken down into glucose in your body. Glucose means high blood sugar. High blood sugar means insulin spike. Insulin spike means fat storage. It's just that biochemically simple. That's how the chain works. Let's take a look then down at the ingredient list though and show you a couple of more things that you need to be concerned about. The first ingredient on this cracker and on most of the bread products that you're going to find in your grocery store is enriched flour. And many times it'll say enriched wheat flour. Now, the word enriched here doesn't mean that it was made better. It means that that flour was so processed that it didn't really qualify as food anymore, so the manufacturers had to put some stuff back in there. Always after enriched is going to be a parenthetical phrase that's going to list wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine mononitrate, vitamins B's, riboflavin, folic acid. They had to add those things back into the wheat for it to be considered food. So if the first ingredient is enriched, it means it is made from a highly processed flour that is not going to be good for your body. So how can this tell you that it has whole grains in it? Right underneath the parenthetical phrase it says whole grain wheat, so there is some in there. It is just not made from a whole grain flour. It is not a whole grain product. Then there's some high fructose corn syrup. So enriched flour, high fructose corn syrup, that right there should stop you dead in your tracks. Don't take it off the shelf, just put it back. Are there better choices when it comes to crackers? Yes. Let's take a look at this one. The numbers are almost exactly the same. Serving size is exactly the same, 16 crackers. There's a little bit of fat. The carbs are always going to outweigh the protein. It is a cracker. But let's take a look at the ingredient list. The first ingredient is rice flour, whole flour, not enriched. It's going to be a little more whole. The breakdown into glucose is going to be slowed a little bit by that. So that's already a better choice. Now when you look at the size of the ingredient lists, that's always a big tip-off. If you've got a list that long, and look how small the type is compared to this short list with even bigger type, that's what you want to look for. Fewer ingredients, make sure you can pronounce all of them. And even with my East Texas education, I can pronounce all these ingredients. So this is the better product already, right here. Everything in here you can pronounce. There's no high fructose corn syrup. There's no enriched flour. It's already a better product. One last thing I want to look at. All right, so we've got this one with multigrain. Now, here's what I want you to look at. no cholesterol, no saturated fat. No saturated fat. All right, again, go by the numbers. It's pretty typical, not that bad. Let's delve into the ingredients. The first ingredient, we have our friend enriched flour. That's no big surprise. Now, what I want you to notice, though, is, and the multigrain, there is some whole wheat flour way, way, way down in the list, but there is also partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil. Now, if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that partially hydrogenated, fully hydrogenated, the word hydrogenated means trans fat. That's the worst kind of fat you can possibly have. It's the artery clogging type of fat. Now, didn't I just tell you that the label said no saturated fat? Yes, I did. Then why is it right there, big type on the label? Here's the deal. The FDA says if there is less than half a gram of fat per serving size, and the serving size here is 5 crackers, so there is less than half a gram of fat in those 5 crackers, the FDA says you can label it fat-free. And that's what they did. If you look at the label, it says 0 grams of trans fat, even though the ingredient list says it has the worst, the partially hydrogenated. So that is a great tip. Why don't you head to your pantry, take a look at your crackers, see if they're the best ones to fuel your body so that you're getting the most out of your machine, okay? So hey, if you like this video, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel or head on over to ShannahRossFitness.com, take a look around, subscribe to my updates. We'll keep in touch. Thanks a bunch for joining me for this Fast Fit tip.